All right, we're back for episode 21 of the Idiot Circle. I'm Mike.
I'm Fred.
I'm Rob.
And we have a very special guest in the bottom right corner. Fred, you want to introduce our guest?
We have the first business owner in Marine City that we're promoting. We have Dave Swantek from Two Rivers Winery, right next door to the fish company, and bought the old place roasted and has done a phenomenal job. After 1 year in there, business couldn't be better. So Dave, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys having me on. It's pretty exciting to be the first person in Marine City or the first business in Marine City to be with you guys.
Right.
It's our
Dave,
pleasure for sure.
Does it seem like a reality that, a year after having such a great, successful business, you'd wind up on a show called The Idiot Circle?
Well, I think it's actually a pleasure because when you first start a business, you're just not sure what is going to happen. And it's my wife and I, it's actually her business. My wife, Julie.
They all say that.
Yeah.
We understand the reality, Dave. You have to say this is a guy channel.
That's right. Okay, well, if it's a guy channel after 30 years of almost marriage here, I fully understand. And when she decided to actually, kind of hatch the idea, I was all in. So we'll go with that part of it.
That's
Fantastic.
awesome.
Nice.
But kind of how it happened, guys, is my wife is a hygienist. Basically the way the story goes is that she was looking for some different hobbies. She got into winemaking, and then she started making it at home. And like everybody here's hobby, like you were talking about, you want to talk about fishing. I love fishing. So, you buy fishing lures, you buy all kinds of equipment. You want to do fishing, you want to do it really good. Think about that in winemaking for my wife. Julie it just exploded. She loved doing it. So she got really good at it. People were asking us, hey, can we buy it? No, I don't want to go to jail. It's against the law. You can't do that. So then once she decided that, hey, is there some way that we could do this as a business? I kind of got involved, this little bit of my background to be able to help her out and put the business together so that she could make the wine. And she transitioned from being a hygienist for, over 20 years into a winemaker. And a year later, kind of here we are. So that's more or less the short version of everything
that natural progression from dental hygienist to sommelier winemaker. It's a story told over and over, right, Dave?
Geez, I thought she might stick with being a dental hygienist. So when everybody's teeth turn all purple and everything from the wine, hey, just come to my office. We'll get you taken care of. Go do a little double dipping.
Dave, I have to admit, I was a big fan of the business that was there before you.
Mm-hmm.
I would come into town from out of town and I would land at the airport, go into that little spot. They used to have a couch facing the river. I'd set up my computer, make it my base camp. So I got my bearings around me for business, and then I would go off and do my thing. And I'm a little bit of a wine snob out of everybody else on the Idiot Circle. So I was a little apprehensive at first. However, the first time I walked into the door, I used to like to go down to the Riverbank Theater, watch a show, and then come down your way and go in for a wine. I think it was your sister-in-law that waited on me the first time.
Okay.
And she was just so wonderful, very accommodating, very nice, gave me the tour. And I was blown away by the wine first, that, it was more like traditional when it was a traditional type wine. And then you had your sweeter ones, which I think you call ice wine, a lot of ice wine that's produced. So I was blown away by the product. But then as I kept going in there, it was you and your wife and your sister-in-law and your daughter that kind of won me over. I mean, and that's, I think, what happens in business. People support businesses when they know that the people are in it for the right reason.
Well, when we first started it, there was two things. If you kind of have a mission statement, and the mission statement is very simple. It's about the wine, but it's also about the experience. So very happy that you had an outstanding experience, because it should be a lasting memory. It should be a lot of fun. It should be a great wine and just enjoy the experience. Come in and relax. We're people that like to talk about wine. And that's why we started. I like wine. Obviously, my wife does. She loves making it and then enjoying it as well. So it's outstanding that you had a great experience when you came in. And that's what we look for everybody to come in the front door. It's funny you say that because Julie was, as a hygienist, she was telling people, don't drink red wine. It's going to, kind of mess with your teeth a little bit. You can stain them. And, people would come into the dentist and she would say, you know what? They're just not happy when they come in the dentist. There's just nobody that's happy that, going to get their teeth cleaned.
Yeah.
What's exciting for all of us is that everybody that walks in the front door is excited and they want to talk and drink wine. I mean, what kind of place is that you can go to work every day and really enjoy that when people want to enjoy coming in every day because they're ready to taste wine.
Think about that, Mike.
It's pretty cool.
Right?
I'm not a wine drinker, but you've converted Fred. Fred's now a wine drinker. He never wasn't before, right? Were you, Fred?
So here's my story. Well, first of all, when Roasted was there, that's where Dave Scheel brought me in, and I don't drink coffee, so but he that's where he said, hey, I want you to take over for the announcing at the football games at Marine City for me. So we did it in that. So that building's got kind of a little place in my heart, but how perfect and how lucky and that place opened up to be right next to probably one of the best restaurants in St. Clair County too. But so we were going over there to eat, and I had never been to the fish company before at that time. And everybody's like, well, you never been there before? No. Well, I was waiting to have a great experience. Well, a 2.5 hour wait to get in led us over to your place. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not really into wine. Come on. By the time I left there, I'm like, Jesus, did you? I mean, I just couldn't stop talking about it. The samples that you gave us, the different flavors and things that you had, the slushies that you made, just how the girls and everybody coming and asking, what'd you think? What'd you think? What'd you think? Have you tried this yet? Well, let me get it for you, blah, 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 blah. And I would have rather had stayed there the whole time, even though I had a great meal over at the fish company. That'll be something I remember because I had such a great experience, with my girlfriend, my buddy Kevin and his wife, and Rob, you were there too, right?
Not the time with Kevin, but you and I went in there another time where I showed you, because I was in the time before there, and previously the ladies waited on me, Dave, and then I went in when you and I were talking at the bar and we got into fishing, and you made me a smoked sweet cherry.
Oh my God.
And from there, the drink is great, but the presentation of how you really do that and how much you care and you research that, and it's the process. And I think we as consumers love to see stuff like that, especially when it's coming to us, when we know it's coming to us. So that was awesome.
It's a lot of fun. It's one of those experiences that, when I'm doing it, or, someone else in the, one of the other servers are doing it, where else can you go play with some fire and have some fun with it?
What is it with guys and fire? I don't know. It's kind of
sometimes I'm in back and they come back going, hey, we got somebody else that wants to try. I'm like, okay, I'm in. So
that's awesome.
It's probably pretty therapeutic to be burning stuff inside of your restaurant, I would imagine.
Right.
It smells good too. It is
God,
campfire smell and stuff like that. I've brewed a couple of them. Hey, we're burning some cherry wood or some oak or something like that, giving the wine some great flavor, and it gives a good aroma. And a lot of times we taste with our noses.
Yeah.
As we taste, we smell,
sensory,
and it increases the experience of the entire drink. So glad you liked it.
Oh, I loved it. And Steve and Renee Rogers were the other people that went with us. Renee Rulo, and they absolutely loved it. The next time we went, I went with Rob, but the last time was we came up and met Tim and Jamie McConnell, and Rob had reminded me about the smoke thing. I told Tim about it. Tim says, well, I want to try that. And that's when I videoed you and I put it
Yeah.
on Facebook and I sent it to Rob, and Rob goes, "Oh man, I'm so jealous right now."
You know, I've been to, I also like bourbons too, Dave, and I've been to high-end bourbon bars where they give you smoked Manhattans or smoked old fashions. And some of them have been really well done. They usually give you one option for the wood. So when I was in your place, I was blown away by the presentation first you put in front of me, which really, excited me. The other thing was you gave me a selection of what type of wood that I could smoke with the drink. And that's something I hadn't experienced before. And so you gave me you empowered me to take ownership of my destiny on that and kind of try something new. And I kind of went outside the box. I think I can't remember which one I tried. Did you have a rosewood?
There's usually apple, oak,
Apple.
cherry.
It was apple. Yeah.
Usually those are the go-tos.
You're downright giddy when you're talking about this, Rob.
I love this.
Oh my God. He
love
was
this
so
shit.
excited when I said, "Hey, I talked to Dave." Well, I talked to Dave the night that I was with Tim and Jamie about being on the show. And he says, I'm all for it. And I texted Rob, and Rob was like, it was like, he just got the best Christmas present he ever got in his life.
Well, and here, I'm that type of guy as a consumer, Dave, and you being a business owner, I think you would appreciate this. I'm all about experience, and I want good experience. And now, with everything that's happened in the last couple of years, experience is really lacking in a lot of service environments now. But I'm the person, though, if I get great service and it's a crappy product and I get great service and a great conversation, I'm there. But to walk into a place to get great product, great service, great experience, that's what really drives me. I love shit like that.
Well, it's easy. It's easy to have what we've put together here. It's easy to have fun. So everybody in the winery has fun, and that hopefully rubs off on everybody that comes in. And we provide that good experience that everybody's looking for. So it's a 50-50 proposition for both different things that we totally appreciate. When people walk in the door, you're coming in to drink wine. You want to have a good experience, and everybody wants to, whether you're going to buy a product or you're going to a restaurant or you're coming to see us, we want to leave everybody with the impression that they're kind of at home and they're having some fun with other like-minded people. Everyone in there is pretty much like-minded. They all like wine. It's a winery. I mean, we do sell some ciders and stuff like that for others that maybe aren't wine drinkers, give some more variety. But the whole idea is that you're there with like-minded people that like wine, and you want to try wine, you want to talk about wine, and you want to have some fun. So that's the idea behind what we tried to put together. And I really appreciate it because it energizes me because you guys have had such a good time.
Mike, I've been in there only about 4 or 5 times, but I never was in there where I sat at the bar and all the people around me, and it was always packed every time I'd been in. You could tell that there were couples at the bar that were regulars. I mean, people would come in, they were telling me what to taste and what they liked and shared their experiences, which I thought was cool.
I'm just waiting for you to announce your man crush on Dave. That I'm just surprised you haven't mentioned it by now.
Well, I was planning on it since he talked about you having a man crush on Kevin Attenbacher.
Right, exactly.
Well, I tell you what, Dave, if you guys said we're opening up publicly as a publicly traded company, I'm in. I'm investing.
Well, we can aspire for that for sure.
I could open up your franchise here in Florida. Gives you a reason to come down to Florida and parlay it with fishing.
What is this, Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Dave doesn't even have to say anything. He's already, dude, I'm like,
You're throwing yourself at him. I mean,
I'm ready. Oh yeah, I need to back
Jesus.
off a little bit. Is what you're
Jeez,
saying?
get off the Spanish flies, Rob.
Holy crap! Breaking news! Holy crap, Fred! Breaking news!
What?
Red Wings. What does it say? Red Wings call a press conference tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. to announce their new head coach, Barry Trotz.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here.
Sorry, Dave.
I'm
That's just
Googling it.
something that-
I'm Googling it right now. Let's see.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah,
holy crap.
he's right.
Oh, that's fucking phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
That's
you're
gonna be-
excited about it.
Oh,
Okay. I didn't know if you're
okay.
going to be excited or I don't even know
Oh
who
no,
the guy is. so-
I am totally good with that. Hey
Dave,
Dave,
are you a
so
sports
so
fan?
yeah, Dave, that's what I was gonna ask. You beat me to it.
I'm sorry.
Are you a sports fan?
Oh, that's why we have two TVs at the bar.
Okay.
Good man.
there's-
That's a good answer.
Yeah, that's a
my
great
my
answer.
wife and I are both big sports fans. And
Okay.
when it comes to basketball or any of the, the major sports or hockey or what have you,
Yeah.
when you're sitting there and drinking wine and you're a sports fan, you want to watch a game. So we try and put some variety on the TVs that are there. And for some others that aren't sports fans, we'll have HGTV or something like that going on that's there. But my wife and I are we're both sports fans, specifically football.
Aha. See,
there
smart man. Smart
college
man.
and,
Mentioned
so
football.
Dave, so your wife is a Yellow Jacket and you're a Blue Devil. Is that correct?
that's correct.
Nice.
So
But I
what
would say
made you
now
come
we're
to
more
Marine
Mariner.
City? What
Huh?
made you? Sorry.
What do you say about Mariners?
I would say now we're a Mariner.
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Now, just give us a little bit of background. High school and what you've done in the past, that led you up to the doing this. We already know that part of it, but your and your wife's background. And obviously, you might have played some sports. I know that Julie's about what, 5'11"?
She's 5'10".
5'10". I
Yeah.
mean, so she looked like she was probably pretty athletic, but I'll throw it back at you and fill us in a little bit.
So just a little bit about that. We both played sports. Nothing, she was a good basketball player, high school level. I didn't really play high school sports. I dabbled in some martial arts when I was, younger. I like to try different things. So I did that. But what really led us to some of this is that our daughters are all now grown. We have three daughters. We're pretty much empty nesters. But we
Nice.
followed them along playing competitive softball, travel softball, high school, college softball, and stuff like that. And one of the reasons why this is like we call it our after softball. We for many years
After softball,
probably 15 years we were sitting under a tent watching a softball game travel from like 8U to 18U. You mentioned Tim McConnell, with the Chargers, and they played for Tim and stuff like that. And
Like for LT and his sister and Timmy.
Yep. So played for him while they were in the summer leagues and stuff like that. And my Julie was thinking, okay, softball's done. Everybody's getting the daughters are getting married, going away to college. What am I going to do? And that's where this whole hobby thing came from, and that exploded. So this is kind of the after softball. It'll still be in our blood. I mean, forever, because we did it forever. But we really enjoyed watching the girls compete. They all played multiple different sports in high school, ran them all over the place doing that stuff. So this is a natural continuation for us to just continue doing things, but now it's us. It's something for us that we can do that we really enjoy. We're social people. We like to have people over. Now we get to have a whole bunch of people over and share experiences with wine. So
without messing up your house.
Yeah, that's
You got your
built.
built-in man cave.
there
Hey,
we go.
Dave, how did you meet the boss?
How did I meet the boss? Oh, that's one of those. This is a guy show, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but,
We can have a
so
sensitive side too. Dan.
If it's too like, I wined her and dined her for months with flowers and poems. I read,
oh, so very simply, how did I meet Julie? I met her years before we actually started dating. And what ended up happening is try and follow this along correctly. So my oldest brother is his best man at his wedding is married to Julie's sister.
Oh, okay.
So same circle of friends.
Yeah.
One night we were all camping. Hey, I'm gonna go up with the brother. She was going up with sister. We didn't even know this.
Bone chicka bone bone. I know where this is going.
we had a conversation all night long.
Conversation.
That led to us sitting on a beach up in one of the campgrounds.
All night conversation.
Fantastic.
Is this color red because is it going with my face? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was, and then we just started dating, and that was, 31 years ago, almost 32.
Wow.
32
wow.
years ago.
Yeah, that is
Awesome.
wow. Congratulations. That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, been an outstanding time, guys. We have 3 beautiful daughters, one grandson. I finally have I finally got a boy around here. So really enjoy it. But the winery is the continuation of 3 daughters, multiple son-in-laws now, and so just having a lot of fun with it all.
Well, let's talk about your 3 proudest moments. I met one who waited on me one night. I think I can't remember if she was a nurse or a teacher. She had just graduated.
Well, so I have the 3 daughters. So I got a bunch of whole proud moments, and I'll share the 3 daughters. So we have one that's a nurse, very proud of her. We have one that is going to be a teacher, and one that's following kind of in my footsteps, and she's being a marketer.
Fisherman.
And fisherman.
Yeah.
Kind of marrying into a
She's
fishing
gonna be on
family with
She's gonna be on the
Pete
next episode of Wicked Tuna.
Yeah.
So
She's gonna win.
The whole family likes to fish, which is a bonus for me.
Yeah.
Everybody goes,
Oh, yeah.
well, how'd you raise 3 daughters? Well, when you go from Barbies to one of them sitting behind the plate catching and making mud in their mouth, I mean, what more could a dad want?
Right. Hey, since you're putting mud in your mouth, ever think about fishing? Sure, Dad. Oh, yes.
I think it was the nurse that waited on me one night. Just a beautiful girl, very intelligent, great personality. She was fun to sit there and talk to. And at the time, I didn't know it was one of your daughters. And I was like, boy, everybody works here seems to be so friendly. I just didn't know you guys were all related. The sister-in-law, the daughter, your wife. And so could see where that theme is running in your family for sure.
Yep. Yeah, it's all good times. But a little known fact, and I'll spew this out there because you guys are probably looking for some fun content. So Allie, the middle one, she was actually born in a car.
Wow.
Conceived or born? Let's get this.
Maybe both.
There he goes.
Full circle.
Rob,
But
you didn't break your record. You didn't break your record, but you didn't disappoint today.
No, she was actually born in a car.
Wow.
On her way to the hospital. When for everybody else out there, hey, when they tell you just go home, everything will be fine, come back, don't do that. Stay at the hospital.
Stay.
Stay in the
definitely.
hospital. So yeah, that's probably one of our most memorable moments. And I got a wife that's tough as nails for doing that kind of stuff, and she's a very strong human being, and really
she is someone. She looks as friendly as all get out, but I would not want to make her mad.
I think I did one night. I was talking to Dave too much about fishing, and she finally came over and said, "Stop talking fishing with him." That's what she said.
Probably tell me to get to work. Guys,
She's like, "Why does he like fishing so much?"
You have to make the conversation longer.
So what made you decide to open the business in Marine City?
This is home.
Okay.
Very simple. This is home. We've moved around a little bit. We've lived in different homes. We lived in Goodles. We lived in Memphis when we first got married. Moved to Richmond. The girls love softball. That was something that they wanted to do. They wanted to play for Richmond. That's where I came from. We just decided to settle there. Julie's the office that Julie had, or that she worked at, is in Richmond, so it was a natural. But we always wanted to move near the water, and Marine City seemed like a natural because Allie and Pete are here. So this is home. We're done moving. If I move again, I'm getting divorced, and I definitely don't want that to have happen. So, we built multiple houses and stuff like this. She said, "That's it. This is where we're staying," and it's just a wonderful community. It's not that any of the other communities were any any less or anything like that, but everybody here has been so welcoming and so friendly and so open to trying the business, and for us personally too. So we're just really happy to be a part of the business. So this is home for us.
Well, the good
know
thing
how
for
you
you, the
named
good
it,
thing for you, Dave, is this. You had two things good happen. Now that softball's over and you moved to Marine City, you got as far away from Kevin Caperton as you possibly could. Oh, I love Kevin. He's a great dude. I just like busting his balls once in a while. But yeah, he's a good dude.
Would he ever hear this, Fred?
Yeah, well, he probably might, because he hangs around McConnell and Scott Evans. So
Hey, so it's nice how that you paid homage to Marine City by the naming of your shop, and we'll go into that in a minute. But do you really know what the Idiot Circle was, Dave? Do you understand what the name of this show represents?
An old cruising loop, or am I totally off?
No, you're
No,
right.
You're right. You're right. So
And-
we're three Marine City boys.
Okay.
And in our heyday, and even before, and I'll let Mike tell this, but Mike tells this better. Tell him about the Idiot Circle.
Well, first of all, you should know that your business is right in the middle of the Idiot Circle.
the
So
heart.
the heart of it. I mean, you're right smack dab in the middle of the Idiot Circle. So we used to cruise around town, and it started out Friday and Saturday nights, and then it turned into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But most of the activity was Friday and Saturday. And we would literally, from probably about 7 p.m. till 11, 12 o'clock, that's all we did was drive through town. And there was, I mean, probably 100 cars, if not more, that would do that all night long. And the route is through town. And if you turn onto Water Street before the church, you go up to Market Street, hang a right, go back up to Union Street, hang a right, then go back to the main drag left, go down by the beach and around. So that's what it's not, well, true to form, it's not a circle. So that's why they call it the Idiot Circle. It's not a circle at all. But that's what everybody did, and it was all throughout our lifetime. I mean, really, I think it ended probably 6 or 7 years after we graduated, guys, like early 90s.
I would say somewhere 90, 91 it stopped.
Yeah. So
Actually, I take that back. Probably 92, 93, because my sister was able to cruise the Idiot Circle back in the day.
So funny, not from around here. Why did it stop? Why does it have to?
The police started breaking stuff up, and a lot of the older generation people started filing complaints.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, let me just say, it wasn't Split the Atom Circle, right? So it wasn't a bunch of, people that had their shit together cruising the street. It
Right.
was the Idiot Circle. We were pretty much high, drunk, wasted. Who knows what we were, sniffing glue.
The good old days.
The good old days.
Yeah.
And, I think it was called the Idiot Circle because our moniker was, cruising Marine City 8 nights a week.
Yeah.
So they just said the Idiot Circle because they don't
Yeah.
even know there's 7 nights.
I only got in trouble 3 times.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of ironic because since the Idiot Circle stopped, all people do in Marine City is complain there's nothing for teenagers to do. Well, we had that for years. We drove around town and they took that from us. So, that's and I think it goes back even to the late 50s. My dad was saying they were doing it, that
Yeah,
was
my dad
happening in the
too.
late 50s. So it was quite a while. I mean, we're talking 35 years it went for. So it was a long time that people were doing it. And yeah, it's kind of weird how it stopped. It just, people complain, and one day it ceased to exist. So
We want to do a cruise night, the old Idiot Circle, have T-shirts drawn up, and another adage to what we haven't told you yet is after we would cruise the Idiot Circle for, an hour or two, then we would all meet out at Putty Gut Bridge where we would further, experience with libations and other things. We had good times back then. I'll tell you that.
yeah, no doubt.
Long live the 80s.
Yeah,
Long live the 80s,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So speaking of the 80s, Dave, I see in the background you have a guitar. Are you a guitar player?
I like to experience a bunch of different things, and I tried to pick it up maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. The time, speaking of the 80s, I wish I would have started it in the 80s.
Oh, you and me
Um,
both, buddy.
I still fool around with it, but I wouldn't consider myself a guitar player. I not gonna be music to anybody's ears but mine, but I really enjoy doing it. So when I have time, I pick it up. I try and play around a little bit, but that's as far as it goes. You will not hear me anywhere other than this room.
Well, we're in this room now, so can you pick it up and give us a little sample?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
His
Something
hand's
you know-
broken. His hand's broken.
No,
He-
something you
he
know
tries
that you
to do
do
this all the
just a
time.
little bit.
He tries to get people to sing or
Dave,
play
you'll get
or
big kudos if you do a little bit. Yeah. You'll get big kudos if you just pick it up and do a little bit of riff.
It's not what I'm good at.
Dave, sorry I brought it up.
That's all right.
Dave,
I
we're
just-
not good at it doing a show, but you see us out here every week.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
You guys are
working.
good at having fun. When you said, "Hey, can you come on the show?" This is the conversation, just a continuation when you were in.
Yeah.
Just maybe a little less fishing this time.
Right.
Yeah,
We
well,
haven't
let's-
gotten to fishing yet.
Yes.
Right?
Hey, Dave, let's talk. Have you been out lately? Have you been doing any walleye fishing?
You know what? I haven't. Just a little bit, just off the bank and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I really want to get out. I just with what we have going on right now. It's preventing a little extra time to go and do that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely here. It's fishing season. I would say that it's always fishing season, but it's summertime. So soon I'm going to be able to get out and go out and cast a couple and catch a couple.
Any plans for a Florida trip? Because I know you said you and the wife like to come down to Florida to do a little fishing.
Well, this is our 30th. So we got married in November. So we are setting the groundwork for plans in November to get back. When our first honeymoon was in the second place we probably love the most is Islamorada, Florida.
Oh,
Oh, I love that down there. Yes.
We were down there for a honeymoon. So what natural place? We've been going back ever since.
The postcard in.
Yeah, there you go.
I
So
love that place.
Islamorada is where we plan to go back down, and there will be fishing. We've met some wonderful charter captains down there, one in particular. So we got to figure out what dates we can get down there, and we'll be on our way.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear.
Well, hey, speaking of anniversaries, you just had your first anniversary with the business. Tell us how that went.
It was a lot of fun.
I missed out because I had COVID. God, it pissed me off. So go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I think COVID pisses a lot of people off. That's all right. But it was wonderful. We had a ton of people coming out. We did a lot of give backs to everybody. We were giving away T-shirts and gift cards to all the local restaurants. There we go. Thank you.
I love the hat.
So we were trying to do a lot to give back throughout the time, and everybody was just so complimentary. I mean, it was just a wonderful week. Business was good, so we thank everybody that might be watching. Thank you to everybody that has been supporting us for the last week. And
There's not that many, Dave. Don't get too excited.
Come on, we're getting better. We're getting better.
Shut up, Rob.
It was awesome, and it was just to be there after a year and everything that we went in. You put your heart and soul and a lot of time into starting a business, and you just never know how it's going to turn out. It's our first go around with it, so it was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad that you had that because I went down the following week. We were going up north this past week for our family reunion, and my girlfriend says, "Well, I really want some wine," and I said, "Well, I have no problem. I'll drive down to Marine City. I'll go down to Two Rivers." And your niece and your daughter were working, and you had a decent crowd of people in there, and had myself a wine slushy while I was trying to pick. Got the mango jalapeno wine and the strawberry coconut. big hit at the family reunion
Cool.
and a big hit at the Father's Day dinner. Both my girls and my sister, who have not been down there yet, once they tasted that thing, they want to set up a date where we all go down together and do that. So we're really looking forward to that. But you had one hat left, and I bought it for Kendra, and she thought that she's, oh my God, thank you for getting me that hat, because she wanted a hat so bad. But I bought the last one the last time, and I bought the last one the last time I was in. So I'm like, sweet, there was one left from that big weekend of the anniversary. So that's pretty.
I've got some more coming. So
That's what I like to hear.
You must have had to special order that hat for that melon that Fred has, because that's not a one size fits all. I mean, because he just can't wear those.
No, it has this. It has the back on it. You peckerhead.
The snapback, it's a snapback.
Yep, it's got the snaps in the back.
Yeah.
That's a nice looking hat.
I like the fitted. I like the fitted hats. If you ever go that route one time, Dave, if you get one, I'll be there, and I'll be the first one in line to buy one for sure.
Hey, Dave, you heard him say, like everybody he took the wine to a family reunion and Father's Day loved it. You talked a little bit about this on your anniversary comment, but as you put yourself out there as an artisan, and that's really what you guys are as artisans, and to get that kind of feedback, it's got to make you feel so good.
It does. It makes all the extra effort. And as you do this, there's a lot of extra effort. There's a lot of long days and stuff like that to go ahead and do all this. Again, I make some of the ciders. I don't make the wine, but I'll definitely convey that to Julie. But I'll tell you what, for both of us, when we hear that, so that the best compliments that we have, somebody comes in and they do a flight and they walk out with bottles. I mean, that means they really enjoyed it, and they were going to go take it home and enjoy it. So wherever you're going to drink, you're going to take that experience with you. It just means so much to us, because we just didn't know when we started all this, how everybody would be receptive to it. So when we see wine bottles go out the door, if somebody's having it on their patio or at their table, or they're taking a bottle of ours, and like you were saying, going in, sharing that experience with someone else, that's the ultimate compliment for us. It just doesn't get anything. It doesn't get any better than that when someone is going to share that with their friends and family, and it happens to be made on Water Street. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and it's a great experience for us too. So we just want to keep doing it and keep making it better. When we first started out, Julie goes, I want to do 40. I want to make 40 different blends. So I did a lot of the inside, I did all the inside work. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to make some extra ones, because just in case you decided to, make extra wine and need more shelving. She's over 60 now.
Holy Moses.
That's crazy.
60 blends, Dave?
Just 60 different blends now. And she's always trying to come up with other ones and talking to other people about, what do you like? What can I make? How can I increase the experience that you have?
Listen to your consumer. What a novelty idea.
Yeah, wow. What a concept.
Yeah.
So when you're in, share with her. Hey, I like to drink. What do you think about this? We're talking wine. I mean, it's what people like, and that's why we have so many now, because not everybody's palate is the same, including the smoked wine. Hey, let's try this. It's about trying different experiences for everybody. So
and it's funny you say that, because I tried the wine without smoke and with smoke, and I like it with the smoke better than without it. It's just, I think it's just the experience and the aroma that hits you, and the taste of the wine it's just perfect. And it's crazy that she's got 60 blends going on, and you guys make it right at the store.
Yeah, it's right in back.
Holy balls!
Everything gets made right back there.
I could try 120 blends with smoked and unsmoked if I wanted to. You could walk in there and try all those different blends and variations. Hey, Dave, pretend that you're talking to someone that's never been in the store before, and kind of talk about some of the features you're working on for the summer, what's going on, the slushy blends, or any other special event or anything that you have coming up.
I think it's all about the wine, and it's about having fun. So we have traditional blends. We have, we have traditional reds, traditional whites. We have Pinots. We have, cabs. We have different blends of different reds and Malbecs and all that kind of stuff. But
Yep.
it's also about having some fun with wine. So if you're a traditional wine drinker, we have that for somebody. But where the fun part comes in the summer, and this is where we went from, X amount to Y amount in different wine blends, because Julie keeps coming up with one. You mentioned the mango jalapeno. I mean, that was
It's
just
a
like,
revelation.
hey, I want to try this. I have mango and I'm going to stick some jalapenos in it and ferment that and see how that turns out. It's about that fun. So in the summertime, when people are out and about, or they're boating, or they're just sitting on their back porch or something like that, they can have some fun. It's not always about sometimes the traditional wines, but it's also having fun with wine in different flavors, in sweetening them up, making them a little warm with some jalapeno. But then you get into some of the different slushies, and the slushies are a lot of fun too. And a lot of folks will ask us, so what's in the slushie? What's in that bottle? All we do is take the bottle and dump it in. So
Yeah.
you're drinking wine that has just been frozen.
Wow.
So it's the same thing. So if you want to replicate some of that at home, you can take them home. I mean, we're part of a social district. You can walk around, or if they're takeout, you can take them home. Just don't put straw in it and take it home. But also, if you want to get any one of the summer wines, take some of the summer wines home, put some ice in them, put some fruit inside of it. Depart from some of the traditional nature of wine and have some fun with it, because that's what it's all about. Whatever your taste is, drink that.
I'd love to see Marine City, embrace the open container thing, just kind of like when you go down to Eastern Market and get Vivio's Bloody Mary in a pouch. Have you ever seen that? You can walk around Eastern Market with one of Vivio's pouches slurping on your Bloody Mary all Sunday long. And there's a lot of cities have done that. And of course, it comes with a lot of replication, a lot of negative things that will come with it. But it will bring a whole new set of people coming to Marine City if you have that. Then go into one bar, have a drink, and then walk out and go over to your place, take your wine, go out, go over to the park, whatever. I mean, I know most people don't like it, but I think it'd be a cool novelty idea for St. Clair County.
Yeah.
I always thought they should close down South Water Street and have like a flea market with a wide open thing where at the end they just have the barriers at both ends, and anything inside you can carry your drink and do some shopping, and have some open air market, maybe have some live music playing down there, have your place wide open and giving a chance for people to try what you have. I've seen they do that in Palm Springs in California there. They do that, and it's pretty it was pretty entertaining when you can do that like every other Thursday or one Thursday out of the month, where you have a couple live bands playing at one end and then one at the other, and then everything's open to everybody to be able to come in and try everything and walk around, kind of like a maritime days, just for one day of the month.
Right, when you were down here and we drove down that little street downtown Bradenton, Main Street, with the lights in the trees.
Yep.
They have that open concept there. All the bars have plastic cups at the door, so you can, if you want to go out and walk down the street to another place, get dinner or another drink, you can do it. And they're relatively, the crime and the public drunkenness and everything is pretty low key there. I mean, the people have the option. They do police it a little bit, but it does make for it brings in younger and older crowds together, because people kind of like that open concept, but it does come with some challenges. I don't know if they could pass it in Marine City, but it'd be kind of cool to see.
You can walk around town with alcohol.
You can.
Yeah.
I could buy a drink in his spot, put it in a plastic cup, walk out the door, walk around the streets and drink it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Certainly can.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, that's that
Yeah.
they actually renewed that I think a few months ago. There was a
Mhm.
vote that they renewed it. So yeah, it's been a thing. They just haven't publicized it.
In the
So
summer, Dave, you need to put a neck thing around the slushies and the straw and let people just, hey, come in and get a slushy, walk out and sit.
Walk around with a tray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, look, what are you doing? I'm not drinking. I'm serving.
No,
No, I mean,
right
that's,
on.
I didn't
We've had a
know
lot
that,
of-
Mike. That's awesome.
We've had a lot of folks that'll come in because it is somewhat still relatively new, that, the to-go slushies where, you walk out the door and you can put the straw in it and you can walk down. All the business owners that we've talked to are for it because we know it creates atmosphere.
Yeah.
Some of them have said, you know what, people are walking in with ice cream from the sweet tooth, so what's, you're in a cup with a straw in it. So that's completely
Yeah.
okay. So I think the whole area has embraced it. I wouldn't say that for everybody because I've not talked to everybody, but generally
Sure.
speaking, I think everybody has embraced it. You can get one of our slushies or you can go to one of the other bar restaurants and walk around with a drink and go down by the water.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's awesome.
it's a
Well, the
great
community
place.
obviously spoke because they voted on it and it passed. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a good thing.
Awesome.
So, hey,
Awesome.
Dave, quick question for you. And I'm just trying to remember what I wanted to ask you was,
Just say no, Dave, whatever it is.
yeah. Like Warwater from St. Clair, they've been able to go and speak to other local establishments that serve alcohol. Have you reached out to any places going up the water at all about putting some bottles of your wine in their establishments?
The only place that we're at right now, and we obviously, we have a connection with the Pat Salises that own the Riviera. It's
Good old Angelo and Mary Beth.
Yep, we're going to be all kind of related real soon if we aren't already. Great family. So,
Oh yeah,
my
Nuptials.
my daughter and Pete are going to be married here in a couple months. So
nice. Pete's a great
Congratulations.
kid, man. They're a great family. My dad played basketball with Angelo for years. Mary Beth used to babysit my sister and I when we were little. Great people, great family. Will, Pat, Pete, and Angelo, and then the parent. Geez, you can't.
Yep.
So you got your
beat the family.
wines in there, Dave?
Yep. So we're there. We're right now. We have capacity issues. We're trying to blend and keep on the shelf so everybody knows if they want their favorite wine, it's going to be there on the shelf. In 60 of them, right now we want when people to walk in, hey, they got a smile on their face, and we have it on this in stock for them. We're doing our best right now to make sure that's there.
Sure.
We get a lot of questions about, what does the future hold? Right now, it holds everyone being satisfied when they come in the door, and we'll see what happens in the future. But right now, after a year, we're pretty happy with the way things are going and
Sure.
the way everybody's receiving it.
Sure.
how long does it take to make wine?
Well, see, I wish I had the winemaker sitting next to me because she's better at answering that question. But me being second string, and sorry guys for the sun's coming through or something, but me being second string, I'll answer kind of the question. Anywhere from 6-8 weeks, and that's probably pushing it because you want to let it sit after because it gets sweeter and it gets better as it ages. And that's some of the sweet wine. Okay, so some of the sweet wine, it can go a little quicker, but it's a little bit later is probably better. Some of the more traditional wines, they need to sit for a little bit because they do get better with age. But that's kind of rule of thumb as far as how long it may take. And really, the process hasn't changed in thousands of years. It's kind of the same process. But I like to say it like this because I get questions: what makes us different than other people? It's kind of like asking two different chefs to make a steak. They're going to make it differently in how they blend it and what their processes are and stuff like that to go ahead and then finally get it to bottling. But usually that's kind of the rule of thumb, and some of the drier wines take a lot longer than that.
Okay. So you
Fantastic.
mentioned you're a football fan. So are you a college football fan, pro football, or both?
I'm an all football fan.
Nice.
I'll
Okay.
watch, from the high school level all the way to the pros. I just enjoy the sport. We're, we're Lions fans.
We
Oh, yeah,
are,
we are.
we
We are
are,
too.
we are too.
So we always have high hopes for the Lions. We'll see what happens yet again this year. But college sports, we watch all football games. Julie, she would tell you she's a state fan. I'm more of a state fan, but I'll watch anything. I just enjoy the competition.
Yeah.
That's in football.
Nice.
Would you go out on the limb and say, if the Lions win a Super Bowl this year, one day free wine?
It's a unique thing about alcohol. you can't give away alcohol.
Damn it.
But
No,
otherwise,
the rules, the
could have been,
rules.
So Rob, I'll go out on a limb. If the Lions win, I'll buy everybody a glass of wine at Two Rivers.
Yeah.
That's a safe bet. It ain't happening, bro.
Oh,
Dave,
we have
how
big
about
hope.
a letter grade for this year's draft for the Lions? What do you give them?
Good question.
I'd probably a B. I don't know if the Lions, when they're drafting people that are injured, how many people that they've drafted have been injured before they've actually started the season? I don't know.
Let's see, Javid Best. Just
Kuda,
to name,
wasn't it Kuda too?
Yeah,
Kuda wasn't hurt.
Well,
But hey,
he
very
spent
early
most
on.
of his career with the Lions hurt.
Yeah, well, let's look at it this way. The way technology is and stuff is now with surgeries and stuff, they got the best defensive player out of the draft, and they got the best offensive player out of the draft. And the thing is once that weapon becomes available, that's going to be a scary offense.
Yeah.
They just had an article in the ESPN today about Detroit has the best scenario for edge rusher competition than any other NFL team. They got 4 guys that are going to compete for the position, and they think that they're going to lead the NFL in that category. So that's a huge statement. Now, whether that happens,
it is now, are they going to use them right? Are they actually going to blitz?
We are talking about the Lions here, guys. I mean, come on.
I know and we fall, just like you said, Dave, and us 3 fall for this trap. Probably Fred and I more than Mike, but we fall for this trap every year we get really excited about draft time, and then right after the draft, and we buy in all these stories coming out of mini camp, and a lot of them are slant for a writer to get closer to the organization, but we still believe them. And God, I just hope this year they at least make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
It's not happening. How many wins do you think they're going to get?
I told you already. I think 8.
No, I know.
You're talking about Dave.
Because
I was just going to ask. I was just going to ask Dave this question too.
I'm a Lions fan. I hope they win the Super Bowl every year. But realistically speaking, 8 wins is probably in the wheelhouse. They
told you.
It's just who they have. I mean, they have some star players, but going past 8, I just don't know.
That's how many.
Well, we don't think it's going to go past 8. We're putting the over under at 8, so they're either going to get to 8 or just under.
So how many? You're saying 8? How many are you saying?
I think I said 7.
Oh.
And Fred said 8
okay.
in a prior show.
So Dave
says 8.
Great minds think alike.
Okay. I'm the realist, aka pessimist. I say 5.
You say 5.
I say 5. I mean,
the Pistons shouldn't even be called the Pistons. They should just be the Detroit Pessimists.
I mean, I might start watching them then.
Well, I don't know. I haven't watched an NBA game since Larry Bird retired. So
you didn't watch any of the championship games?
Nope.
No.
I watched 3 of them myself.
What the
And
hell's
I
your
had-
problem? Well,
I
you had
don't know.
you had COVID. There was nothing on.
He had COVID.
No,
Or
I
you were
didn't
sick-
have COVID.
Oh, you were sick.
Yeah, I was sick. But listen, the 3 of us, Dave, have all said we're not big NBA fans in the last couple of years. We are huge college basketball fans, though, when tournament starts. And we're big football fans. And Fred and I are big hockey fans. That's our breakup in
Yeah.
sports.
Well, Dave's a good man because he had a hockey game on the night that I was in there with Tim and Jamie and Kendra. So kudos to him throwing that hockey game in.
Well, you like hockey. We never know. I mean, it was the game that was on. So, I mean, it's whatever is going to make everybody relax and enjoy themselves. When football season comes around, though, both TVs will be football. That I can.
Yeah, nice.
That
Well,
you-
thank God I haven't walked in your place and the Tiger game's been on.
We've tried the Tigers, and it's for some reason there's sometimes a streaming problem. I don't know what it is.
It's it's like, oh, look at everybody's looking like all the people turning into their parents from the Progressive commercial because they're watching the baseball game. Hurry up, turn it on to HGTV. Well, everybody's back to their young self after that. That is so bad. It is pathetic to go watch. I'd rather watch a high school game.
Yeah, it's they're rebuilding.
Oh God,
Rebuilding?
don't start saying that because then Mike's gonna start saying kind of like the Lions. They've been rebuilding since 1957.
They have. Am I wrong? Am I
No.
wrong? I mean, come
No.
I wanted to
All
get,
right.
I wanted to put it out there before you. I was trying to save you a breath because I
Good
know you
call.
say it.
good
So-
call.
You
So
said
hey
that,
Dave, I got a question for you. Favorite? Are you a Tiger fan? Even though they're awful, or are you a baseball fan at all?
I like all sports. Do I sit there and watch the Tigers like I used to, almost religiously? Not so much anymore. I mean, I don't really have, everybody, like, who's your Tiger? I don't, because they're rebuilding and
Tony.
guys come in and come out.
Yes,
Other
Tony.
than Miggy,
Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, Miggy
Pause.
would be it.
Maggie.
What was
So,
your question for him, Fred?
Okay, so how about Red Wings?
you know what? I don't watch much Red Wings.
Okay.
Back
So do you watch Pistons?
Not a huge Pistons
Okay.
fan.
So
Smart. This
are you-
guy's smart, man. He is.
yeah,
smart.
yes, he is. So are you more of a college sports guy compared to a professional?
I would say more college than professional.
Okay, so he's easily going to end up in the Idiot Circle Hall of Fame. When
he
we have
is.
it because he's right he's right in our wheelhouse there, Dave. So Dave, a question I have for you is, why don't you tell us what your business hours are, what days you're open, what days you're closed, and the times?
Sure. So Wednesday, and that's part of the reason why we had to kind of move some stuff around before, but
Mhm.
Wednesdays and Thursdays, it's 4 to 9. On Fridays, we up that back a little bit. It's 2 to 10, and sometimes we get a little loose on the closing time, depending on who's in. And then also on Saturdays, it's noon to 10, and then Sundays, it's noon to 7. So that's
wow.
how the week kind of rounds out. And we've talked about moving that around a little bit for the summertime, but right now that's what we're kind of sticking with.
What's the address? I know it's on Water Street, but what's your address?
218 Southwater.
218. Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic.
The one last question I have. Would you do this to yourself again and come on the show, Dave? Would you do this?
I'll tell you what, full honesty and full transparency, guys. I wasn't sure what to expect. This has been a lot of fun. I mean,
See,
I know
you're the you're the third person that said that. Kevin Ottenbacher from Paul and Oates didn't want to do the show, but he ended up watching one of the shows with Chris Meldrum from the Meldrum Brothers, and he immediately contacted me and says, "I want to be on the show." And then I had another one. Who was the other one?
Coach Ron.
Yeah, Coach Ron, I had Ron Glodich on, and he didn't know what to expect. And I ran into him uptown not too long ago, and he says, you know what, I had a really good time on that show, on your show. So yeah, I think a lot of people are a little apprehensive and don't know exactly what it's going to be about, because I think they're afraid we're going to come up with some kind of question that's going to, kind of throw them off a little bit or try to get a reaction out of them. But no, it's like we're sitting around a campfire just talking about, or like we're sitting in a hot tub at a hotel and we spark up in a conversation. Say, so Dave, what do you do for a living? Oh, really? Hey, tell me a little bit more about it. It's kind of the way it is.
No, easier for me because you guys were already in. We had a lot of conversation
Oh, yeah.
as well. So, that helps it out. But guys, this has been, a fun experience. I mean,
We got to get the boss on the show one time too. You and the boss maybe together.
well,
We'll do it.
Maybe we'll do it after your 2-year anniversary. What do you think?
we will be here after 2 years, and I think that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. And we'll do it on a day that you guys you're not open, and so it's a little bit easier, so you're not have to mess around too much with your schedule. We usually let you guys dictate when you guys can be on, and we'll put the show on when we can. So we'd love to have you and Julie on again for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, she's there right now. I'm in the home office. Is it getting kind of dark and
You look like you're between the pitching mound.
God is shining light upon you.
Yeah.
Either that is he's saying that, Dave, you're talking too much. You're done. We're just we're gonna take you in the shadows, and that's it.
Is that how we get Fred to shut up? Because we can try to get the light.
Little side note, Dave, don't listen to this yourself and critique it hard. If you do listen to it, just understand this came over really well. You seemed so relaxed, and you're right. We had a good time, and that's the main thing that we want to do with anybody that comes on here is we want to make them feel comfortable, have a good time, and if they have something we promote it. But sometimes we just bring on people just to shoot the shit, like Lisa Sanger came on a couple of months ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a good time. It's been easy just because, again, I met you guys before, and talking about the area, talking about what's going on is just it's really comforting to be on. I really appreciate the opportunity, and we'll look for the next one.
Right. Top 3 wines your favorite right now that you sell?
Oh, my top 3. So I would say the blueberry, the Boathouse blueberry.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I have it on there as the owner's favorite. I do the menus, and that's on there. So if you don't know, that's usually my go-to if I'm talking to somebody and what fruits they like. I do like some of the traditional wines, if you want to call them that. So we make a very good Gewürztraminer, and the Gewürztraminer is kind of a
bless you.
I was just gonna say that. Good job, Fred.
Julie calls it the girls are meaner wine.
Nice.
Girls are meaner. Oh god.
But the Gewürztraminer, and then probably one of our better sellers is a Three Daughters, because it's a blend. It's a red blend, and it can be pretty much enjoyed with anything, and it goes great with a steak. I mean, if you're having some kind of red meat or something like that. Nice. It really enhances the flavor and everything that you're eating. So those are
a little sentimental on that name, Dave.
Well, I got 3 daughters.
I know, that's awesome.
I make the labels. Julie helps, come up with all these different names and stuff like that. But it was an easy one to make, and it was a natural. So that's the homage to the 3 daughters.
Can we put our name in the hat for the next blend being the Idiot Circle?
Hey, you should incorporate the Idiot Circle into one of these wine names. I mean,
you know what? We do.
How about the 9-toed Charlie?
Oh yeah, 9-toed Charlie and
one in the ditch.
Yeah. Fred's dad, when we were little, was cutting his grass, and he was going down the ditch, which wasn't a big ditch, but it was kind of a sloping, ditch. Well, he lost his footing. His foot went underneath the lawnmower, took off his big toe, which the neighbor found in the yard later. So we were going to do a beer. We wanted to do a brewery in town, and one of our blends was going to be Nine-Toed Charlie. And then if you did it as a Boilermaker, we called One in the Ditch, which was your shot.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Well, Robbie's still trying to. He bought a beer brewing kit.
Oh God, Fred!
He's like, I'm gonna brew some beer. It's like I'm still waiting. It's like, boy, this thing must be really fermenting well.
Oh gosh. So maybe
it
for your
it started out as a Marzen, but now it's going to be a bourbon.
Yeah, right.
maybe for your 2-year, we'll come in and we'll you get your guitar out, I'll get my guitar out. Fred will sing. We'll play some music in your store for the 2-year.
There'll be nobody in that store.
Oh, come on, Rob. Come on.
I'll save you from having to sing. There's the interesting thing about alcohol in the state of Michigan, and I know there's got to be laws and regulations for everything. This is not it, but there is a license for everything in a winery. I think we have maybe 5 or 6 of them, but believe it or not, you need an entertainment license to have somebody in there playing a guitar. And we had some folks who were having a really good time the other night, and they were dancing. I'm like, oh, I don't have a license for that because that's not their license.
What is this, Footloose?
Nobody put that on social media for me. But there's all these different licenses that you need to do that kind of stuff.
So I can take a drink from your establishment, walk around town, but if I want to play a guitar, I got to have a license.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm calling Kevin
Government
Bacon.
at its finest.
I'm calling Kevin Bacon, and he's going to come to the next city hall meeting. Yeah, because this is too footloose. Come on.
It is too footloose. Hey,
He's testing us.
Hey, are you have any plans? I know they're going to do Battle of the Bands. We had 2 of the groups on earlier shows. They're going to be in the Battle of the Bands in August.
19th and 20th.
August 20th. 19th
Yeah.
and 20th, yeah.
Any ideas? Maybe doing some, partnering with the people that do that.
Yeah, maybe the Riviera.
Yeah.
We're trying to do everything we can to assimilate to the community and do different things to help out the community. I don't know if we've necessarily been approached to do anything like that. There's right now everything we're so busy trying to make sure that we have other things kind of buttoned up, but we would like to be a part of all those different happenings that go around. Right now we're just dealing with there's so many different things that we have to do to make sure that we just maintain what we're doing now.
Sure.
And as we hopefully grow, we want to even do more stuff. We've been approached by different events that people want to have. Now we have a license for that. We can go to different events. We have a catering license. One of the things that we're doing is we're doing wine for a lot of showers. We're doing some weddings and stuff like that too, because we have a license for that. But as far as other larger scale events that would take even more volume, we would have to plan. The question, earlier about how long does it take to make it? We have to plan that far enough out that we have the stock in hand to be able to do it.
Right.
But to answer your question, in the future, we got a year under our belt. We're looking for year 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of like some advertising there so that you get some residual walk in after, the breakup of the Battle of the Bands or something like that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, hey, Dave, I know that myself and Mike, who is on Facebook and things like that, we will definitely be promoting and putting information out about the business as well. Are you guys affiliated with Facebook and or Instagram or anything like that, where we can actually attach links and stuff like that, maybe of the show, so people can watch it and maybe grow a bigger audience, so you can maybe get a few more people in the door?
Yeah, absolutely. We have over 4,000. I think we're about 4,100 followers on Facebook and about 1,000 on Instagram right now.
Wow, that's nice.
So we definitely share the link. Everybody can watch me transform into something that was really sunny.
I see you keep moving over.
Okay, so there's the sun. No, I gotta go back into the shade. No, sun,
It's
shade,
awesome.
Yep.
dilate the pupils. Now I'm blind. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We would
We,
certainly.
we do that for everybody, and with you being the first business in Marine City to come on, which we're completely honored and it's our pleasure to have you on. We will be promoting the hell out of that place. And I will tell you right now, I know that my sister, my brother-in-law who just retired as a St. Clair County Sheriff, will be down there with my girlfriend and I, and bringing as many people down. And to me, it's kind of like trying to get somebody hooked onto a musical group. Give some people a chance, and then you're always going to be that guy. Hey, you're the guy that talks so and so into going to Two Rivers Winery. Now they're there all the time. Well, that's kind of like what we try to do to try to really help out the community down in Marine City.
Yeah, we appreciate it. It's the word of mouth. There's no better way and no better compliment that we can get from somebody when they want to bring other people in. We do have quite a bit of that, which makes us still feel so good. You see somebody that was in and like, I'm bringing some friends are back, and now we got a table of 6 or 8 or 10 or something like that. Everybody's having a good time. And for the host of that table, it makes them feel good because everybody's having a good time. So it didn't steer anybody wrong. So I really appreciate it. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful.
Well, we thank you for coming on, Dave, and we look forward to the next time because you were a great visitor for sure.
Well, thanks, guys. And thanks for having me on.
So, hey, Dave, again, we appreciate it. Guys, just as a reminder, now that we're on the YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe if you like our show. Just click on it and hit
Or
the
even if you don't
notification.
like the show,
Even if you don't like the show, throw your comments in there. If you ever have any questions for Dave, you can throw it to us. And when we run into him, we can ask him, we can talk about it in the next show. But hey, if you like our show, click on it. If you don't, click on that. Get notifications. Also, we have our page on Facebook, the Idiot Circle. You will see the show on there, and we'll link up Dave's information about the Two Rivers Winery. And Dave, hey, it was a pleasure seeing you tonight. Thank you for being on the show, and good luck for your second year coming up.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'm gonna go drive the Idiot Circle just for homage.
Yeah.
I mean, can we like meet up or something like that and just like go around?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Damn it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm in.
All right.
All right. We'll do that one night. Hey, Dave, where you at? I'm in the store. Get your ass in your car. We're gonna go take a lap, and then we're gonna come back to your place and get shit faced on your finest wine.
Here we go.
All right.
All right, boys.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.